In today's lesson, we're going to be covering how to edit, delete, and add categories. The first thing to do is to log into your website by typing in your website name, followed by /admin. Put in your username and your password. After you've logged in, to get to the categories option, hover over catalog and select categories. It's best to start with the categories because this is an outline for what kind of products you're going to be carrying on your store. The first thing we should focus on is how to create a category. You do this by clicking the Insert button. Now that you've started the category creation, put in a category name. For this example, I'm going to use microphone. Now, meta tag description and meta tag keywords, this is for search engine optimization purposes. You may put in any description of the category you'd like here and any keywords you would like to associate with that category. As far as the actual description goes, it is completely optional. A category in of itself should be self-descriptive. However, feel free to place a description in here. The next step is to come to the Data tab. After clicking the Data tab, the first option you're presented with is Parent Category. Now, we would like to create a parent category, and to do so, we leave it at None. However, if we were to create a subcategory or a child category, we would select the category we'd like this to fall under. Again, we are creating a parent category now, so we will select None. The SEO keyword. The SEO keyword generally used is the name of the actual product. You may add additional keywords to this if you'd like. Now, there's 3 rules to the SEO keyword field. The first rule is actually listed right here, and that is it must be globally unique, meaning you cannot use the word microphone in any other SEO keyword area, or it will create a conflict with the back end of the site. The second rule is no special characters, alphanumeric only. So if you happen to have any of these characters in this field, remove them. The third rule is no spaces, must be replaced with dashes or underscores. So if you have a SEO keyword that has 2 words or more in it, you would simply replace the space with a dash or an underscore. And again, you feel free to add as many SEO keywords as applicable to the name of this category. Now, to upload an image to represent your category, simply select the Browse Files button below. This will bring up your image manager. Now, to upload an image to your image manager, you simply select the Upload button. Once you do that, it brings open your computer's browser window, asking you to direct it to where the image is. The image I am choosing is Vintage Microphone. Double-click on the image, and you'll be greeted with a success message. Now, once you have downloaded the image, you must find it. Everything is listed here alphabetically, so I know that it's going to be at the bottom. So I find my Vintage Microphone, and again I double-click it. Once I do that, the image appears here, verifying that I have indeed uploaded the correct image. Now, top. Top refers to displaying in the top menu bar. Now, I am going to select this and I'm going to show you why. If I come back to the top of the screen, I see a Storefront button. When I click the Storefront button, I can see here that I have a top navigation style layout. And I would, of course, like this category to appear in the top navigation. So now that I've verified my layout style, I come back to the categories, or the back end here, and I make sure that this checkbox is marked. If you only have a left side navigation, it is not necessary to check this box. Columns. Columns is the number of columns used for the bottom categories. Now how that's represented is, this is the best example here, is by MP3 players. It happens to have a 4-column layout. This keeps the columns from running too deep into the page. So if you have a bunch of child categories, you need to tell it how many columns you would like those child categories to be displayed in. For these purposes, 1 will suffice. Sort order, always leave at default. Status, enabled or disabled are your options. Enabled means you would like this category to be instantly seen on the web page. Disabled means you'd like to hide it until you are ready to display this on your web page. We are going to leave it at enabled. You go back to the top here, and we have covered all the necessary bases to create a category. So now we need to hit save. Once you have saved, you'll be greeted with a success message. We can also see that our category has been created here, microphone. Then the next step, if necessary, is to create a child category, and I'll show you how to do that now. Just like before, we start with the insert button, and let's create a child category name. Inline microphones. Same thing here, put in your meta tag description, any appropriate meta tag keywords, and a description if necessary. Now, under data, we need to tell it to be a child of microphone. So how we do that is we select the drop down and we select microphone. Now again, the SEO keyword rules apply here. No spaces. So I'm going to replace those spaces with a dash or an underscore. An image if appropriate. Select your image just like we did before. Use the browse files. Use the upload button if it's not already been uploaded to the site. Find your image and select your image. Displaying in the top. Yes, I need this subcategory to display in the top. 1 column should suffice. Sort order 0, status enabled. Perfect. Let's save this and take a look at our work. Now, I already have a storefront tab open from before, so I'm going to click on that. But when I come over here, I don't see my category, and that's because I need to refresh my page in order for it to show the updated information. So you see here we have microphone, and below microphone we have inline microphones. I have successfully created a parent category and a child category. The next thing to understand about categories is how to delete categories. It's very simple. If you do not need a particular category, check the box for the category you no longer need, come back up to the top and select delete. It's going to ask you sure you want to do this? This cannot be undone. If you're sure, go ahead and hit OK. And when you scroll down, you'll see that it's gone. And you have a success message stating you have modified your categories. Okay, now, if we need to make an edit on a particular category, what we can do is simply find the category you are looking for, follow the line down, and select the edit button. Once in here, you make any changes you need. If you forgot to assign the right category, if you have an invalid character in your SEO keyword, you forgot to upload an image, it's not displaying in your top level navigation, you had it disabled, now you want to enable it, or in my case, I forgot to put in a description. So here's my description. And this is also an excellent time to talk about the description box. The description box is a WYSIWYG, and a WYSIWYG is an acronym for what you see is what you get. It's much like using a word editor. Now within this program, it will allow me to format my text any way I'd like. Now let's just say I wanted to bold and italicize that for dramatic effect. And if I had say I have a list that I would like to make into bullet points, I could simply highlight the list and select the bullet points, and now I have these nice stylized bullet points. You may also change the color of the background, color of the font, of course the size of the font type, left justify, center, right justify. Basically a small sampling of what you would find in a basic word editor. Once you've completed your changes, go ahead and hit save. Again, you will receive a success notification saying that you have modified your categories. After checking the storefront, as you can see, the changes you made show up here on the website. Well, that is all for today's lesson in adding, editing, and deleting categories in the back end of the Aries cart system. The next lesson we'll be discussing will be the beginner tutorial on how to upload, edit, and add products to the back end of your website. Thank you.